Okay, girls. Lesson 7, solve inequalities by multiplication or division. So, like the other lessons, we needed to know what properties we are using. Here we're using multiplication property of inequality and division property of inequality. When you multiply by the same number on the left and the right of the inequality, that is when you're doing multiplication property. And then here you are dividing by the same number on the left or right of the inequality. So that is how you know you've applied the division property of inequality. You apply the division property of inequality if the inequality is about multiplying. And you apply the multiplication property of inequality if the inequality is about dividing. Remember, you're doing the opposite or the inverse, okay? Let's do some examples. Okay. 9x is less than or equal to 72. This is my border. I am multiplying 9 with x. That means I have to divide both sides by 9. I am left with x less than or equal to 8. And this is my answer or my solution. Okay? And then you can check by putting your number here. So your answer has to be less than or equal to 72 to make it true. So let's check. 9 bracket x less than or equal to 72. X. We need to choose a number less than or equal to 8. So then we choose 7. 9 times 7 is less than or equal to 72. 9 times 7 is 63. You should know your times table without the calculator. Okay? So 63 is less than or equal to 72. So that is what I know I am correct. Okay? Let's do when we have a fraction. M over 4 is greater than negative 8. And you draw your line, your boundary or your border. Since I'm dividing by 4, I will multiply by 4 on both sides. This 4 and this 4 goes away because it becomes 1. I am left with m is greater than negative 32. Is it 32? Yes. Negative 32. Okay? And this is my answer. Okay? And then you do your check. Negative 32, sorry. You write your question, m over 4, okay, is greater than negative 8. M is negative 32. Or you need a number. M has to be greater than negative 32. So you cannot use 32. So let us use 36. Greater than. So negative 24. You need a number greater than this, okay? So I can use negative 16 is greater than negative 32. And I have to divide by 4. I'm going to choose a number that is a multiple of 4 to make the division not become a decimal. So as long as it is greater than negative 32. So that will be negative 28, negative 24, negative 20, negative 16, or any positive number. I can choose a positive number also. It doesn't have to be negative. As long as the number is greater than negative 32. I can use 24, I can use 40, I can use 100, because all these numbers are greater than negative 32. So what do I get here? Negative 4 is greater than negative 8, which is correct. Okay? So I have done my solving, and this is my solution, and I have done my check to confirm. Let's do one graph. We have to graph. Okay, let's graph. So draw your number line. You need negative 32. Your circle is open because there's no equal to sign here. And you're going to the right because this arrow is going to the right. All right, let us do x over negative 3. There you go. Since we are dividing, we will multiply. Now here is where we need to remember. When you divide with a negative number, you will be forced to multiply with a negative number. And when you multiply with a negative number, this reverses. It changes to become that. It was less than, it becomes equal to, greater than or equal to. Don't forget that when you multiply with a negative number or divide with a negative number, your inequality changes. So this goes away because this is 1 and this is 1. So you have x is greater than negative 12. I repeat again. Because I am multiplying with a negative number, my inequality has to change, has to reverse. It was less than, you change it back to greater than. Okay? Let's try another one where we are dividing with a negative number. So, negative 10x is greater than negative 20. Divide both sides by negative 10. And because I am dividing with a negative number, my inequality has to reverse. Negative 10 divide negative 10 becomes 1. X equals to 2. And this is your solution. A negative divided negative is a positive. 20 divided 10 is 2. Don't forget, very important, write and highlight. When I multiply or divide an inequality by a negative number, the inequality symbol has to be, must be, this is important, it has to happen, must be reversed. or change to the opposite, or change to the opposite. Okay? Reverse means opposite. So if it was greater than, it changes to become less than. If it was greater than or equal to, it changes to become